So guys, before we get started, don't forget we do have that amazing discount code thanks to Tier 0 Games going on right now. And all you have to do is put in ZW Games 5 to get 5% discount on your total order at tier0games.com. The links will be in the description below.
What's up YouTube, this is Joe from Zephyr Games, and as requested by, I believe how we pronounce it is Drafael. I'm very sorry if I butchered your name, but as requested by you, I am here doing a Cyber Dragon cyberdark deck update. I call this the Hellkaiser variant, as it is more kind of a referencing to his last build before he handed his deck to Cyrus Truesdale in season 4, where he takes his Cyber Dragon deck and mixes it with the Underworld deck, the Cyber Dark deck, making this variant. And this is when he goes to take on the Hellkaiser persona, which is why I call this the Hellkaiser variant. So this is as most consistent as I can get it, thanks to the reprint of Cyber Emergency a while ago. This is more budget. Ignore the ultimate cyberdark here. This is because I love cyberdark so much, and I just wanted to bling this deck out a bit. But this is a very more budget build because of the Cyber Emergency reprint. This is more as competitive as I can make it. This is the most consistent as I could make it, though I am working on a more pure combo cyber dark deck, which I will be posting on the channel at some point if it's not already out already. But yes, so as requested, here's the update to this variant. This is the variant I'm having most fun with, until I work out the combo variant. So before I get to this, do give us a like, do give us a subscribe, and keep posting comments down below requesting as many decks as you want, and if we can, we will get to them as soon as possible. The likes and subscribes do help us out a lot, and the comments as well do help us out a lot, because it shows us that you are interested in us as a whole, as a group, and we really do appreciate it. So with all that's done, let's get into the Hellkaiser variant. I try to make this as much cyber dark as I can. In terms of the cyber dark support, you're literally just playing one of each: one horn, keel, edge, cannon, and claw. This may seem very small, and you may be thinking, oh, how you can call this a cyber dark variant if there's only 5 cards. This is because we do play other cards to help complement this part of the deck, this part of the engine, and not only help this part of the engine, but also help the Cyber Dragon part as well, which you will see later. It was a bit expensive until it got a reprint, so do bear that in mind once I get into it. But yeah, this is the most consistent I can make the Cyber Dark variant. If you want to, you can up cannon if you want to see the Cyber Darks a lot more. If you want to see the Cyber Darks a lot more, I'd probably start adding in more traps. You can then edge it away from a more punch the opponent OTK-ish kind of style variant, more complementing that of the Cyber Dragon part. But then if you want to up the Cyber Dark engine, I would then add in a bit more traps and then go towards more the control variant that Cyber Dragons can do, thanks to things like Cyber Web System, thanks to Overflow. So that's my kind of intake. That's what I've learnt from playing Cyber Dragon and Cyber Dark, and trying to implement them together as one more cohesive deck. Yes, one of each, most consistent. You see them when you want to, and they do help out a lot because they can get big, so they do help the Cyber Dragon in terms of, like, I want to punch you in the face for as much damage as possible. I mean, a level 4 2400 attack points under the field spell is immune from targeting destruction is not something to laugh at. So moving on to Cyber Dragons now, we play obviously the free Cyber Dragon, the free Cyber Dragon core, such that literally everything in your deck, including the Cyber Dark cards, because they are cyber spells. 2 Nashta. If you want to up Nashta to 3, you can do so. I like to play something else instead of the 3rd Nashta, which I'll get to in a minute. 2 Hers. I think 2 is just fine. This variant 3 is just way too much. I do play the one Veer in terms of the third Nashta, just because Veer is a bit more flexible, and that means if I open up with both, I can resolve both. And now to round up the monsters, this is the engine that complements both styles, which is why the cyberdark is, in terms of like it by name, is a bit small, but this sub-lord mini engine helps that cyberdark style a lot. Which I'll explain, is 1 copy of Omni Dragon Brotor and 2 copies of Chaos Dragon Leviathan. So, you're probably wondering, how does this help the cyberdark style? Like, yeah, they're dark dragons, but then by that point you can just play rockets. The reason for this is that Brotor can search all the cyberdark monsters by himself, by just targeting himself, which is really cool, and it's something that I do really enjoy playing in terms of like, instead of playing multiple cannons and multiple claws, I can just play Brotor. Brotor can not only search me those cards if I wanted to, but it can also search me out the Cyber Dragon support as well by targeting them, which I think is really cool. It's a really like neat little gimmick in the deck. It helps to boost the consistency as well by being able to, by allowing us to play another additional card in the deck that we could already play, but it also gives the deck another target. It's a free discard as well if you want to do as well. It's defensive. Like, it's a really cool card, and I do think it's something that cyberdark decks can play. It's something I may take in my combo variant as well. Leviathan is in here because it is a dark 3k, is a 3k dragon that you can just equip to cyberdark dragon, making him 4k, or cyberdarkness, making him 5k. But it's a free extender as well if you wish. It's a free revival as well, so you can use this, banish 3 lights, summon himself, summon back a Nova, like overlay into infinity, or you just overlay, bring back an infinity already, and then just keep going from there. I think it's a really cool tech. I really do like playing this in the deck, and it just adds that additional consistency to the deck, while also giving main deck targets as well for your cyberdark dragon. One of the biggest downsides to cyberdark dragon and cyberdarkness themselves is the fact you have to incorporate cards in the extra deck to give them targets to equip, which then adds a bit of like a slowness to the deck and makes the deck a bit more slow. By having these sort of cards in the main deck already, heck, even Cyber Dragon's a nice 2100 that you can equip to Cyber Darkness, making him 41, which is not something to laugh at. By having these cards already in the main deck, it means that, and being able to just work by themselves and just play off, it means that you're naturally having the resources that later on you can equip to your Cyber Dark and Cyber Darkness. Because unfortunately, until we get like that grass is greener back to 3, it's really hard, from what I've learned, to make Cyber Darkness Turbo. It's a bit of a shame. I kind of wish that Konami could just give us more Cyberdark support that is just like generic, like just helps boost up the speed and the consistency. Like, it would have been nice if we got retrains of Cyberdark's Warden, Keel and Edge. Like, that would have been great. But that's it for the monsters. Moving on to the spells, we are obviously playing the one Cyberdark Inferno, searchable by Core and Claw. Play this, your big fusions and your little guys get protection. For your fusion spells, we're playing the one Cyberdark Impact, 1 Cyberload Fusion, and 2 Overload Fusion. This is the most consistent fusion lineup. If you want to play Power Bond, I'd probably take out the Overload Fusion or the Cyberdark Impact. I think Overload is just mandatory. You got to play at 2. Cyberload and Cyberdark Impact are kind of like here for the themes of the deck. But if you want to play things like Power Bond, I just take out one of those 2. For the searches, the Cyber Emergency did get reprinted. These are still the original prints I got back when they first came out. This did get reprinted, I believe, as an Ultra, so pick those cards up if you want to play this variant, or just any Cyber Dragon deck in general. 2 Cyber Repair Plants, I do like this card at 2. I do think this helps out a lot. And then the 3 Machine Duplication, you gotta play Machine Duplication. Part of the combo of the deck and plays of the deck is to like summon a level 4 Cyberdark equipped with a dragon, making him 24. Then use this to help make your the Cyber Dragon Seeger, and then Seeger can target that cyberdark, giving you a 4700 point cyberdark or 4500. Like, that's just insane for a level 4. 1-1-for-1. This is for your Hertz and your Seeger, no, Hertz and your Nashta, while also being able to search some new Brotor as well. And then your 1 Foolish Burial to dump the Cyber Dragons that you need, or Chaos Dragon Divine. For your recoveries, I'm playing the 1 Monster Reborn and 1 Rev System. You can take out Monster Reborn if you want to, and that way you can up Call by the Grave to 3 if you want. It's completely up to you. And then, or you can take out one of these two. I'm playing 1 copy of Overflow and 1 Cyber Network for the traps. Cyber Network I put in here back again, purely on the basis that it combos very well with Rampage Dragon, being able to extend and help you go first if you need. So that's it for the main deck. Moving on to the extra deck. We are playing obviously the 1 Cyber Dark and 1 Cyber Darkness. You can't have a Cyber Dark deck without these two. And then to go along with that though, we are playing the 1 5-headed dragon. Now, one person did comment in that same video saying, how do you summon 5-headed dragon? As Dale mentioned, you don't. You don't summon 5-headed dragon, you send them to grave with Cyber Dark Claw, because when Claw is equipped, when the monster battles, you can send 1 card from your extra deck to the grave. So you use Claw to send this, and you can then summon these and give them 5k. You don't necessarily have to. I rarely do that, just because it does take a little bit of setup, meaning that you have to summon Claw and equip Claw to it. So if you want to take out the 5-headed dragon, you think, oh, the Levine is just more than enough, I could then just take that card out and then you can put in something else, maybe a different Link monster, completely up to you. For your other fusions, we're playing the 1 Eternity. The reason I go for Eternity over Cyber End, as much as I love Cyber End or another Chimera tech, is because I can use Eternity to fuse my Cyber Dragons with my Cyber Darks. If I have that kind of hand, that kind of play that I need to do, this is like one of the very few fusions where the 2 archetypes do coincide together naturally, where you can just make Eternity, have a protection play later on. It also means that you can make Eternity with Cyber Load using Cyber Darks as well. 1 Cyber Twin, this is probably one of the best to make with Cyber Load, just because it's a generic 2k 2800 double attacker. That we are playing 2 Rampage Dragons. Rampage Dragon is just too good for the deck. It just helps you with consistency with Cyber Dark variants so much, your Cyber variants so much, while also giving you resources and being back robot hate as well. I'm playing the 1 other Chimera tech in the forms of 1 Mega Fleet. Yes, we are in MR5, where you don't need Link monsters, but people are still playing Link monsters and people are still playing cards in the extra monster zone. You can play this if you want to. You can take it out for for Fortress Dragon. It's completely up to you. I like to have the Mega features as kind of like a safety net. For the XDs, we're playing the 2 Novas and 2 Infinities. This is all you need. You never need 3 Infinity. As I always say, if you're playing 3 Infinity, clearly Infinity is not working, just do something else. And for the Link monsters, we are playing 2 Seeger. I always like 2 Seeger. 2 Seeger is just really good. And then the 1 Predaplant, Vertate, Anaconda. This just helps the Cyber Dragon play so much, just because it's just a instant way to get to Overload Fusion, and it helps the Cyber Dark variant as well, helping you get into your Cyber Dark Dragon and your Cyber Darkness, is because you have such easy access to Overload Fusion. But that, guys, is the deck. I hope you all enjoyed it. Leave your comments down below what you think of this variant. Yes, it's not competitive. It's not like a competitive Cyber Dragon deck. But it's just something that I personally enjoy. I think it's one of the best ways, one of the most fun ways as well to make Cyber Dark. But as I said, I am working on a combo variant that is just, in my head, just seems absolutely crazy and absurd that Cyber Dark can just pull off double Omni Negates. So that probably gives you a hint at what the Cyber Dark deck is trying to do. So, as always, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, guys, as always, happy dueling.